The technology is here, the science is here. Now it's about CEOs, CFOs, CTOs, and COOs to take a decision that we are moving into a fully unified data organizations, and we're open to deploy agents and models where humans fail to deliver. It's there. It's pure execution. I can give practical example if you want. It will take 2, 3, 4 years, but it's not 40 years. You're going to see more and more impact, and AI is one of it, but there are some other learnings that we are applying here to make it happen. Number one, you're asking a very good question, which is the long-term high ceiling for V, and I think for the overall industry. I see a world that you're able to tokenize. Tokenize, it's the ability to take an Axel or an Omri and de-identify us as an ID. It's a little bit similar to the crypto world, that you're taking a transaction or you're taking an action and you make it anonymous and fully trusted peer-to-peer with the other person that wants to take care of your child treatment without exposing their privacy. If you tokenize enough patients across the US, and we will get there. We're doing it in the tens of millions already, and we're going to get more and more. You will be able to create a connecting tissue, a grid, if you will, that you can take your child between their dentist to their pediatric, to their, God forbid, leukemia clinic, and you will be able to look at the same tokenized ID across the different activities. Obviously, there is some governmental, as you mentioned, part. We're actually doing some serious work with the government and at thought leaders related to V, just to contribute to that vision. We work very closely with some thought leaders. That's health abundance, because the day you'll get there, you'll be able to provide full care navigation and GPS, if you will, so people get all the context of your health goals, your health journey, and so forth.
How far do you think we are from having that?
A minimum of 5 to 10 years. There's, as you've mentioned, it's human limitation. It's not technology. You need a very strong lobby, not from a capital level, just from the ability to almost force system. Currently, there's lots of exploitation without getting into specific brands, but the healthcare system has some weaknesses in the way it's built, and you need better, the bad actors to move aside and the good actors to get incentives, and it's happening. It's happening. Some very good actions happening. It's a rinse and repeat action. But I would say 5 to 10 years, probably on the lower end of 5 to 7.
I think there's a overall sentiment for people that healthcare is broken.
Yep.
Biopharma is the devil. There's a lot of corruption. All of these people are just trying to make money. You're helping the person, but you're also, to help the person, you're helping the organization that is supposedly making the money off of the sickness of people. It's a very convoluted ecosystem,
Yep.
and it's not as simple as people make it out to be. What's your take on that, and what would you say to that person that thinks, because I have some friends that think, oh, all of medicine and all of pharma is just like a scam.
First of all, I totally understand why they said it, because I've seen terrible examples. I think from the people we work with, and at V, we have an underwriting process. When we work with a large enterprise customer, it's part of the boxes to check that this is a healthy service. Those people have the right business model and incentives, so we're not amplifying something wrong. And I see more and more incentives, alignment, and I think also competition is very, very healthy. But I see great people, great stakeholders that are doing the right things. Again, most of them are very, very limited by the way the system is structured, by historical heritage things. And specifically, the US is doing all the right actions. I can go into specifics if you want, but I think you're going to see more and more distributed power, more and more transparency, and more aligned incentives for the end patients.
Now, what would be your argument for people that think we should have socialist medicine? I personally disagree with that 100%, but I would love your take on that.
It's actually it's a great question, because specifically for health, a centralized system, it's actually a great thing.
Okay.
It's the wrong thing on the economical level, but from a data perspective, it's heaven.
From data, but the part that I'm concerned is, and again, I'm biased because I come from a communist country, a socialist country.
Yeah.
In my country, where they tried that, it was not sustainable.
It won't be sustainable. If you want the right formula, you need to apply the same socialist data gathering it's a bit confusing, but I think it's a
Mhm.
critical principle. How do you build the right incentives that every citizen and every provider are obligated to share the same information to one centralized data hub, if you will?
Mm.
Privacy involved. There's lots of things you need to execute well, but that's the upside of it. All the rest, you need to drive competition. You need to privatize it. It never succeeded. We can go into examples around the world. I can go country by country. The only country that type of did it is Singapore, but they're not a socialist country. I'm saying it as a compliment. They proved the way that you can do things in a centralized way, but they have their shit together in a very unique way. But the vast majority, you want capital, competition, pride. People need to do better every day. But you're asking a very interesting question. I think that centralized data collection is a massive muscle if you can create it.
Well, there has to be a way of doing that because we have it in when you think about the financial system,
True, very
we
true.
all have a credit score.
Great example.
What do you think is getting in the way of having that centralized data sharing?
It's leadership and execution as always. It's you need a president or someone with that this is their ticket. It's a massive lift because you're fighting big forces, capital forces, and political forces. It's very doable, but you need someone that is investing their mental and political equity on that ticket, number one. And number two, it's execution. You need the right players, not only one player, but you need to incentivize the right players. And you're spot on. Credit score is one example. Swift is another example. You can argue if it's a good or a bad system, but Swift is a great example of how the Western world was able to regulate. I don't want to say dictate, but it's creating a forcing functions to have one standard. We need to do as was done in finance, in healthcare, and if you want to take it further, it should be a global system. If you can come up with a global token and a global database, you will definitely get a healthier world. You can argue what are the downsides from a globalization level and so forth, but that's I think the holy grail.